భారత ఉపరాష్ట్రపతి మాన్య శ్రీ వెంకయ్య నాయుడు గారు, తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర ముఖ్యమంత్రి మాన్య చంద్రశేఖరరావు గారు, వేదికపై ఉన్న పెద్దలు, వేదిక ముందు ఉన్న మహానుభావులు, మీ అందరికీ నమస్కారం. ఈరోజు మన తెలుగు వారందరికీ ఒక చాలా గొప్ప దినం, చాలా పెద్ద అకేషన్ ఇది. అంటే మన వాళ్ళలోనే ఒకవారు ఈ భారత ఉపరాష్ట్రపతిగా ఉన్నారు ఈరోజు. నేను కూడా మన వారిలో వస్తున్నాను, ఎందుకంటే నార్మల్గా మీకు 15 years రెసిడెన్స్ కాబట్టి నా 7.5 years రెసిడెన్స్ అయిపోయింది అది హైదరాబాద్లో. కాబట్టి నేను కూడా మన వాళ్ళు ఒక వాళ్ళు అయిపోయాను. కాబట్టి నేను కూడా తెలుగు వాళ్ళని చెప్పుకోవాల్సింది నాకు ఇప్పుడు ఒక బాధ్యత ఉంది. నార్మల్గా ఇండియన్ ఆర్ నోన్ ఫర్ ఫార్ సైటెడ్నెస్. ఇది ఇట్లాంటి ఒక అకేషన్ వస్తుందో ఏమో అనుకొని మన త్యాగరాజ స్వామి ఒకసారిలో ఒక కీర్తన పాడారు. నే పొగడకుంటే కోదవు నీ మనసు తెలిసిదగరా ఓ రామ. ఇట్ స్టార్ట్స్ లైక్ దట్. ఇట్ సేస్, వాట్ డు యు లూజ్ ఓ రామ ఇఫ్ యువర్ ప్రైజెస్ ఆర్ నాట్ sung by a mere boy like me. And the kirtana goes to say, I have now indeed known your mind. For worshipping you, there are Guha, Sukha, Prahalada, Narada, and Rudra, and other celebrated bhaktas. For feeding you, sir, you have your concert. For chanting your praises, there are samajams of wise men you have. You have your brothers in Hanuman, Brahma, Indra, and other gods to claim kinship with you. That being the case, there's very little that I can really say about you, sir. But then again, going back to Ramayana, when Rama was trying to cross the ocean to go to Sri Lanka and the bridge was being built, there were huge monkeys which carried huge boulders and was trying to build the bridge. There was a small squirrel, Udata, which was trying to bring small pebbles. And the big Vanara said, were laughing at the squirrel and said, what are you doing when we are trying to do such a big job there, carrying huge boulders, you are carrying small pebbles. That is when Lord Rama took the squirrel in his hand and rubbed it along. And that is why you have the two lines of the squirrel. And he says, the squirrel is the one which is more important because it fills up the small little gaps which you boulders cannot fill up. I think that is the only role that I think I can play here today and nothing beyond that. వెంకయ్య నాయుడు గారు ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఏది చెప్తే కూడా ఒక రెండు అర్థాలు ఉంటుంది దానికి. ఈ పన్స్ ఆన్ వర్డ్స్. సార్ తమరు చెప్పారు నేను ఉషాపతిగానే ఉంటాను, ఉపరాష్ట్రపతి వద్దని చెప్పారు. ఉషాపతి అంటే ఉషాపతిగా ఉండవచ్చు మీరు, కానీ ఉపరాష్ట్రపతిగా ఉండలేవు. కానీ ఉపరాష్ట్రపతి ఉండిపోయానంటే అప్పుడు ఉషాపతి కూడా ఉంటారు, ఉపరాష్ట్రపతి రెండు కూడా ఉంటాయి మీకు. సో యూ హ్యావ్ 2-in-1 అచీవ్మెంట్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ రియల్లీ అచీవ్డ్. వెంకయ్య నాయుడు గారు is actually a man who has troubled me a lot in my life, if I may say so, sir. I remember 1972, when I moved out of Andhra into the Delhi environment. That was the job when the Andhra agitation was in full fury, and I had to sort of look into the Andhra affairs at that point of time. And even in my dreams, it was Mr. Venkaiah naidu, because the speeches that he was making, roaring away in Vijayawada, every day on the Jai Andhra movement, that was giving us the jitters. And even the night Venkaiah naidu garu, we were coming in my dreams because I don't want you to make such long speeches, such fiery speeches, and what do I make out of it was something which was really baffling me all the time. And I used to say, ఇది ఏం కనలు వచ్చే ఈ మనిషిని ఏంటంటే ఈ రోజు నిజంగానే ఆ పక్కన నిలబడి ఉన్నారంటే వెంకయ్య నాయుడు గారు, అది నా భాగ్యం అని అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ గ్రేట్ అకేషన్ అండ్ ఐ రియలీ కన్సిడర్ ఇట్ వండర్ఫుల్. Thereafter, of course, we got closer, and I remember the occasion, sir, in 2000, when one of our former ministers, Mr. Rangarajan Kumaramangalam, expired suddenly. Mr. Venkaiah naidu garu was the secretary at that time, and I, as one of his close friends of late Rangarajan Kumaramangalam, we stood vigil by the body the whole night. I still remember Dr. Venkaiah naidu, Mr. Venkaiah naidu pulling up his dhoti and tying it in the typical Madras way, as we call it, Chennai way, and we were there all night, and that was my experience. And Venkaiah naidu garu, people may think he's a very easy man. He is not a very easy man. If he gives you a lunch, let me tell you, gentlemen, it is not a free lunch. There are no free lunches with Mr. Venkaiah naidu garu. I had the privilege of having lunch with him once very recently. And I was asked to explain for myself various things. And at the end of it, of course, I admire the man who said, now I understand. Thank you very much for explaining all this to me because I was not aware of all these things. That is the greatness of Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. Here is a man who, as a leader, was willing to accept ignorance of certain things on the ground. And of course, the lunch was very enjoyable. I did enjoy the lunch with Mrs. Venkaiah Naidu, prepared a great amount of labor. And of course, Mr. Naidu had to suffer the vegetarian food along with me, which he is going to do in the next few hours also once again. You will pardon me for that, sir. But I think in terms of health, it is good for you to have your vegetarian food once in a way. I think now that you have become the Vice President, I think you have pushed your body long enough. I think it is time that you now look after the body because I think this country requires your services. Sir, it's been a great honor, as I told you, to have you as our Vice President. I'm not going to here eulogize your services to the nation or to the country because everybody knows about it. In the various capacities, from a student leader to a party man, to a party general secretary, to a minister, and to a president of the party, to various functions that you have, and in every one of them, you have excelled yourself. And today you find yourself in this seat as a Vice President, where I don't think there could have been any man more fit than you to handle this very, very difficult job as Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. I think you have been specially selected for the skills that you possess, your networking, the way you could really talk with people smoothly and carry on. And I'm sure with your skills, we will see the Rajya Sabha functioning once again. I hope we will see a functional Rajya Sabha in action under your stewardship, sir. And being elder to you, sir, may I take the liberty of saying all that I can say is pray to Lord to give you a long life. And as typical this, Satamanam bhavati sataya purusha satendriya ayushye vendriye pratidishtati. And Annadata Kudumamlo Meeru Janmincharu, Annadata Sukhi ane manaku andariki cheppu. So your blessings are there from birth for you. By virtue of the fact that you are a farmer's son, the Annadata's family, I think the blessings are always with you. And I today pray to the Lord to give you all the strength, courage and good health to go through this very onerous but very responsible task. Thank you very much, sir.